you're funky. Shake it. So funky that you just can't take it. Then go on. Use or lose your thing. You got to use or lose your thing.
So I've never been here before. What's this place? What's this place called?
I got turned on to this place by Chiara Ciavello. We were walking by one night. She introduced me to Carlo, who owns it. It's called Vutera, but I'd never eaten here. Upstairs, I go upstairs a lot to Rose Cafe.
Yeah, yeah.
Really good music up there. I saw Avishai Cohen there with his trio. It was really killer.
I moved here, I guess, 2 years ago. You've pretty much shown me almost all the good places to eat. Yeah.
Yeah?
The Richard Julian approved restaurants of New York.
Well, I already ordered us some
Great.
entrees.
Awesome.
I ordered you this thing that I've been eating in France because I just got back from France. And it's called bavette. And it's like it's the muscle under the lung, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see, the first time we really met was in Mexico. And for that radio conference, which is just a hilarious and tragic joke.
Yes, that was insane.
Yeah, they brought us down there to play music for DJs. I remember I forgot somehow to put sunscreen on one leg. So I had one leg that was completely red. But then thankfully, we got away and had margaritas.
That was
the
an
first
awesome
time.
bar that we went to that night.
Yeah, yeah.
God, it was so much fun. And you were wearing like pretty much what you're wearing right now on the beach. And I was like, where did
like
this dude come
120
from? I was
degrees
like, hey, how are you doing, man? You're my new friend. Taxi!
I was down there with V2 and playing like Girl in the War or something. And these like DJs came roaring around the corner because of course like they found like the free Cuervo somewhere. I don't know what they were thinking. And they had these huge styrofoam dick hats on.
Penis hats?
Crazy penis hats.
For real?
Like, yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
It was definitely like a soul-destroying moment.
And you're playing Girl in the War for penis
Yeah.
hats. That's awesome.
But it was crazy.
So you just got back from Europe.
Yeah.
It was
yeah.
swell season.
Yeah. Swell Season kind of got started as a project that turned into this movie Once, which became really successful last year. And before that, they were the Frames, and that's how I knew them.
Okay.
I was playing open mics in Boston, and I met Glenn Hansard, who's in the Frames. He took me over to Ireland.
Yeah. How was that for you when you were opening for them over there? Because I just opened for you over there.
Yeah.
The crowds were a little rough in some of those places.
Well-
Was it like that when you did it?
Yeah, it was. You know, an Irish crowd is, I think, the best crowd to learn to play in front of because they will slay you.
They'll kick
know?
your ass,
yeah,
man.
and they'll tell you exactly what they think of every song you played. And like, I really love it. Starting out, I started playing open mics, and like the worst thing that can happen is people are indifferent to you.
Yeah.
And usually that was the case. And
Right,
so,
right.
So, you know,
Because there's no way in. It's one thing if they hate you. It's another thing if they just don't even know you're there. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
there's no way to bridge that gap. you know,
Exactly.
if they're so drunk or so like whatever it is.
like I've never liked busking, going on the subway and sitting there and playing music to people who can ignore you.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
It's the most terrifying thing to like play, but really that's what an open mic is. It's a chance for people to like, you know, your chance to like learn how to kind of grab people in a song and with one song, and it depends on who played before you. You know, if they played a really long, depressing song about their girlfriend and she sold their dog or whatever, then you're not going to go and play a song like that. You're going to play like a.
So in other words, you hated my song about the girlfriend who sold my dog.
Well, it's I think it shows promise. So you were over there. You were playing in Italy, right?
I find playing for the Italians a lot like playing for the Irish. They're a little hard to get their attention. It's just hard to like find your way in. But you were in Italy with Swell Season. Was it like that for you? Did you find a difference in the countries over there, or like just in the vibe from crossing a border? I find that amazing over there.
It's
how
ridiculous.
close it all is, and and the cultures are vastly different.
Yeah,
Way more
completely.
so than the United States. when you go state to state. There's a lot of differentiation here, but there it's just so marked,
Yeah,
even down to the language.
Italy was funny because you might show up and there might be some mics out, you know, and stuff, but, you know, maybe people weren't that concerned with, you know, actually setting up. But they'd be like, well, just have it. You know, these drinks are amazing. Have some drinks. You're going to love it.
Exactly.
Like,
it'll sound good after you have a bottle of this wine.
Will I be able to hear my I mean, because they're playing big places in front of like a couple thousand people and you're going out there with a guitar and you're thinking like, well, will I be able to hear myself? Yeah, you'll be able to hear yourself fine, but the drinks are great. You're going to love the drinks, and it's really near the beach, you know. and then you go to Austria or Switzerland, and they've listened to your music on the internet before.
And they're like, you're 5 minutes late for your sound check.
Yeah. And they lock you in the venue. And anywhere in the world you go, on a good night feels the same. I feel like, you know, on a good night it always feels
if you connect, if you find your way in, you don't remember where you are anymore, you know.
And people don't care about language.
No, they don't.
It is funny though, going over there and you're kind of a world music act.
Yes.
In a lot of places, which is an interesting viewpoint.
That's true. I was hearing you play The Curse in Ireland.
Yeah,
you know,
on tour. Yeah.
And that's a long ass tune. It's really compelling, but here and there I write a tune like that. I have a song called Man in the Hole.
Yeah.
And
I love that
people
song.
ask for it a lot, and I find myself getting really excited when I'm writing one of those songs.
Yeah.
And really unexcited when I have to perform one of those songs. I wonder if you look forward to doing The Curse night after night and delivering all those verses and everything.
I really love it. I just love the story so much that I feel like I could watch it over and over again in my head, you know. I never feel like with any of my songs really that I feel like I outgrow them. I have to kind of, you always have to kind of just own up to the fact that you wrote them, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's one of my favorite things about performing is just like you get the chance to play them over and over again. I think that's, good songs should be able to stand up to like 30 years of performing. I could watch The Apostle, like Robert Duvall, or I could watch...
I never saw that.
Amazing. You could watch it over and over again and never get tired of it.
I've
That's
heard
how
it's
I feel.
amazing. A friend of mine acted in a film with him, and he told him the best anecdote about him and Robert De Niro. Like, De Niro, even in the cafeteria, he would only eat what he thought his character would eat. Like, he was, like, from that school. And it really annoyed Robert Duvall. They were in this movie together, and Duvall was just like, hey, man, you ever think about acting, you know? Because acting is awesome.
The song is called Change of Time.
I had a dream last night. I dreamt that I was swimming in the stars up above, directionless and drifting, and somewhere in the dark were the sirens and the thunder, and around me as I swam, the drifters who gone under. Time, love, time, love, time, love, time, love, time, love, time, love. It's only a change of time. I had a dream last night, rusting far below me, battered hulls and broken hardships, Leviathan and lonely. I was thirsty, so I drank, and though it was salt water, there was something about the way it tasted so familiar. Time, love, time, love, time, love, time, love, time, love, time, love. It's only a change of time. The black clouds I'm hanging, this anchor I'm dragging, the sails of memory rip open in silence. We cut through the lowlands, all hands through the southlands, the white caps of memory, confusing and violent. When I open my eyes, your shoulder blade, your spine were shorelines in the moonlight. New worlds for the weary, new lands for the living. I could make it if I tried. I closed my eyes, I kept on swimming. Time, love, time, love, time, love. It's only a change of time, love, time, love, time, love. It's only a change of time, love, time, time, love. It's only a change of time. Rough seas, they carry me wherever I go. Rough seas, they carry me wherever I go. Rough seas, they carry me wherever I go. Rough seas, they carry me wherever I go.
Why don't you just take half of this, and I'll take half of that.
Sure.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
So, man, you've been working on a book, right?
Yeah.
You want to tell me what it's about, or is it a
Yeah.
secret until I read it, or
No,
what's-
it's about, I read a book called The Proud Tower by Barbara Tuchman, which is about the 25 years before the First World War. And I just got into that period. I really liked learning about it. Then the idea came into my mind for a song, and it was too big a song. I was starting to work on my record on So Runs the World Away, and I had a lot of long story songs in there, and I thought, well, I could do this song too. And I worked on it, and it just wasn't, it was just,
It was too much for a song.
yeah, it was too much. You know, I'd get annoyed with it, you know, halfway through, or I'd get bored with it. I started writing, so I wrote 1,000 words a day for 50 days. And the amazing thing about writing, giving yourself a final word limit and a word limit within a day, is that it makes you write the craziest stuff, you know?
Right. You have to do it.
Yeah.
You're forcing yourself to just let out whatever consciousness is
And
there.
all the
That's
great
cool.
things in the character, really, I was so surprised. I always thought that was the silliest thing when people would talk about their characters doing strange things.
Yeah.
I thought, well, that's just like kind of potpourri artist talking. But it's true. And then at the end of 50,000 words, the book is done, you know, and it sucked. And then over the last 6 or 7 months, I've been rewriting and working.
Do you start from the beginning, go all the way to the end, and then start from the beginning, go all the way to the end again?
Sometimes,
or,
yeah. Although there's like characters and there's scenes that come back, and the scenes that really resonate with you, you know, they're like beads on a string. You just kind of like string them together slowly, and then some beads you like, and you move them around, and it just takes a long time. I made a goal that the two things I really wanted to do besides playing music was, well, there was three actually. I wanted to walk across the country. One day I'll do
Walk
that.
across the United States?
Yeah.
Walk all the way?
I wanted to do it. I don't know why.
Jesus,
But
dude.
then
How long would that take?
I don't know. I think it would take a while, but I can't get it out of
Yeah.
my mind that I want to do
Wow, that's hardcore.
it. And not play music or anything. Just walk.
Well, what would you play music on? That you'd have to carry it with you.
Yeah, screw
Maybe
that,
a kazoo
man.
or something.
Yeah, something light. And I don't want to inflict the harmonica on anyone. So, but I was thinking like that I wanted to run a marathon and I wanted to write a novel, and I just thought they were just sounded like big projects, you know.
You did the marathon though, I remember.
Yeah, I
that.
did the marathon
Yeah.
fast, but all the things that I feel like you end up doing that are worth doing in life seem to take more than an afternoon, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that's
I feel
true.
like,
Even writing a good song.
yeah, especially with music where we work in 3 or 4 minute increments when we're performing, you know, or you know, what we have to show is like at most like an hour at a time, you know. It's nice to work on something that feels like it takes a really long time and that you can't see the end of.
It gives you a world to live inside your mind as well. It gives you a place to go. The sooner you finish it, sometimes the worse it is, because then it's gone and it's for everybody else and it's not for you anymore.
It's an alternate reality that you live in.
You ever get writer's block?
All the time. I mean, I get less worried about it now because I have so many songs that it doesn't matter as much. I don't feel like, oh, I need to write a song to show that I can still write a song. I feel like I need to do it because it just feels so good to do it.
I used to feel like I didn't believe in writer's block. I believe that when you have something to say, you say it. You know, you figure out how to say it. And if you have an interest, you follow it, you know? Because who knows where it's going to take you.
Don't ever question it at the outset.
Yeah.
Question it at the end. If you really hate it at the end, question it, but always follow the thread as far as it'll go.
Yeah.
It's too easy to go, you know, I mean, I fall prey to that a lot. I'm a very questioning kind of guy.
I don't think that's bad, though.
Your stuff is so imaginative, though. Like, you wrote that song about the mummy, you know, and I feel like my shit is so autobiographical, and I like that kind of straight shooting.
Yeah.
When your heart is broken, you just say what's on your mind, and you don't really construct it into something or draw some sort of metaphor. But at the same time, it's like sometimes I feel unimaginative, you know.
Oh, man. I think simplicity for everybody is a different thing.
Right.
You know?
Still, the times that I try to get out of myself and try to not make it confessional, because all my tunes end up being very confessional.
I don't know. I never think about your songs as confessional. You know, I mean,
Wait till you hear the new record. But it's just something I know how to do, you know, and fuck it, man. I could have not known how to do anything, you know? At least I know how to do something.
Can I try one of those fried spitz?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm doing what my mom did, and she would always like just eat off my brother and my spitz. Just how we grew up to be ferocious hyenas. When you were growing up, was it always like dinner at 6, that sort of thing?
More or less, yeah. We ate as a family. That was really important to my family. There was no eating in front of the TV, none of it. My dad would eat shirtless because we had no air conditioning, and he'd be cooking. And he was a food purchaser at a 5-star hotel. That was his gig.
Wow.
So he'd bring things home. When I was 7 years old, he put tongue on my sandwich. And I loved it. And I came home and I told him, I said, what was the sandwich, you know? He told me it was tongue, and I was just mortified that I'd eaten a tongue. And then when I was a teenager, I rebelled, and I went with my friends to McDonald's all the time, and I wouldn't come home for dinner, and I'd come home late. I was just an asshole, basically.
You cooking topless is something I want to be there for. That's going to be awesome.
Oh, my God.
We had the same thing. It was always sit down at the dinner table. It was never like felt formal, you know. We never, you know, it was never like a, but it was definitely a ritual that we knew was important, my brother and I. And something I miss hugely about being when I'm on the road. I think more than anything is sitting down and having dinner.
Does your band get into it with you, or do they share this passion, or are they just like, they want to eat pizza backstage?
We're all from very similar families.
Oh,
you know?
okay.
Like, it's funny, and I think that's probably true, you know, and I think one of the reasons why we get along so well together and why we are a family unit, which is what we are.
Yeah, you guys are. It's true.
We all come from families that cook, you know. And even when I'm away, I love, when I come back, I want to wash dishes, you know.
So how was everything, guys?
Awesome.
Little digestivo on the house.
Thank you very much.
This is,
By the way, Josh, this is Carlo.
Carlo, good to meet
This
you.
is Carlo's place.
Amazing.
Carlo is also an opera singer.
You're an opera singer.
I'm an opera singer.
Wow, man.
Ma consolatevi, non siete voi, non fosse non sarete nella prima né l'ultima. Guardate, questo non piccio il libro. È tutto nomi di pellisuelle. Ogni villa, ogni borgo di paese, testimoni di sue donnesche imprese. There you go.
Anyway, you silence my friend.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you, Carlo, man.
Back with your wife.
Cheers,
I
Carlo.
will.
All right, man. Sounds
Thanks
great,
a lot, man. See you later.
Well, hey, man.
Amazing.
Yeah, really
Thank
fun.
you. Yeah, thanks a lot. Vutera.
The song is called Rattling Locks. There was a time I had the right key. Rolled the tumbler, slid the bolt on every wandering eye I caught. But something has changed, this is all wrong. I'm out here in the cold with a wet face, a rattling your locks. There ain't nothing new about the world that I ain't learned from just a standing here in this spot. There ain't nothing new about the world that I ain't learned from just watching you go by. I tell myself people are cold and strangers pass, separate themselves from love by building walls 100,000 miles high. Frostbite and heart sickness, ain't neither one of them so bad if you can understand the reason why. A black hole, black hole, are your eyes as empty as they look? Black hole, black hole, are your two eyes as empty as they look? All along I thought I was giving you my love, but you were just stealing it. Now I want back every single thing you took. I was dying, but it wasn't a nightmare. I was peaceful as I fell. And if I was falling into heaven, heaven must be hotter than the Bible tells. I woke up sorry I was living. Rather than rattling in your locks, I'd rather spend another night in hell. In hell. In hell. In hell.
Check, please.